Chapter 3, 165. Who Immortal Blessed Land opens. Translator, Chibi General Editor, Chibi General. Back at Shangliang Mountain, Fang Yuan could only be said to have made small name for himself. But after the battle with Tiba Shu, his name spread throughout the southern border and truly rose up to fame, becoming a famous demonic path genius. This news attracted attention from countless people. Some were experts who had been in closed cultivation for many years, while some were gu masters who were roaming the world. He faced both righteous paths attention and demonic paths coveting. Fang Yuan had truly charged into their sights. Some people chose to retreat temporarily like Sentry Boy. Some like Li Xian and Hu Mei were adding fuel to the fire. And some people's battle intent were stimulated, and they directly expressed their intent to challenge. At once, the winds rose and the clouds began to gather. Countless waves moved towards Fang Yin. Sancha Mountain. In a certain cave, Fang and Bai were sitting cross-legged. Fang Yuan's palms were placed on Binding Bing's back as he transferred his primeval essence. In Binding Bing's aperture, Essence Gold Primeval Essence fell down into her primeval sea like a waterfall, causing many waves. The waves surged continuously in the primeval sea and constantly cleansed the aperture walls. Fang Yen was rank 4 middle stage and possessed bright golden primeval essence. But with 9 Eyes Liquor Worm, his primeval essence was purified into Essence Gold Primeval Essence. Right now, he was pouring his primeval essence into Binding Bing's aperture through bone flesh, unity goo, and helped her nourish and strengthen her aperture. Several hours later, Fang Yuan retracted his palms, while Binding Bing slowly opened her eyes. Her expression was tranquil. She did not show a trace of gratitude to Fang Yuan for rescuing her, and also did not show a trace of anger for his procrastination. She was very tranquil, as if she had never even been trapped. However, in the depths of her heart, she felt extremely complicated. For a long time now, she had been above Fang Yuan in terms of cultivation. But right now, she had instead become the beneficiary of bone flesh unity goo. Essence Gold Primeval Essence gave her huge assistance. After all, she was still at rank 4 initial stage. It seems cultivating together with Fang Yuan isn't so bad. The moment this thought appeared, Binding Bing extinguished it in a flash. She slowly stood up and spoke with coldness in her voice, like she was taking joy in Fang Yuan's misfortune. Have you heard of the recent rumors? Many people are saying you hold the great secret of 3 kings' inheritance. You did not know any flying methods before, but received it from 3 kings' inheritance. You need to watch out. Tai clan is furious and has publicly proclaimed you as their enemy. Their arrest warrant for you has already spread over the southern border. Fang Yuan indifferently replied while remaining seated. Is there anyone who doesn't know about our relationship? Since Tai clan is coming after me, you will also be on the hit list. Continue your cultivation till midnight. I will stay guard for you. After midnight, we shall switch. Saying so, Binding Bing walked out. The current situation, compared to when they had just arrived at Sancha Mountain, was much more dangerous. Fang and Bai did their best to cultivate at different times. In the depths of the cave, Fang Yin remained alone. He did not hurriedly cultivate, but rather sank into contemplation. Tai clan's response was already within his expectations. He killed an elder of Tai clan and also chased their young master, already ruthlessly infringing their bottom line. Tai clan was a top clan, one of the leaders of Righteous Path. How could they put up with this? Their retaliation would definitely be extremely fierce. Besides Tai clan, there were also other problems. Shang clan, Wu clan, and others in the Righteous Path, Hu Mei, Li Xian, Sentry Boy, and others in the demonic path. This was the price for becoming famous. Fang Yuan made his name from the battle, but it also pushed him towards the eye of the storm and was now watched by countless people. There were undercurrents and probings from all sides. There were even waves that wanted to submerge him, already having converged into a huge whirlpool. With his previous life's experience, Fang Yuan knew he was facing a test. If he could escape from this whirlpool, resist the assault of the waves, then he would truly gain a foothold and become a publicly recognized expert of southern border. But if he was swallowed and shredded by this whirlpool, there was no need to mention anything. Now, Divine Thief Lu Feng should have already repeatedly infiltrated Demon Suppression Tower and caused a great havoc. Tai clan should already be under huge pressure. If they want to gather their energy to deal with me, it won't be a matter of a month or two. I can forget about them for now. The rumors outside claiming that I hold the great secret should be Li Shan and Hu Mei-er's doing. I will deal with these two sooner or later. It is just that Li Shan still has a lot of value currently, and behind Hu Mei-er stands rank 6 Gu Immortal. I need to plan this carefully. Oh, 3 kings' inheritance is a really big cake. I have no way of eating it whole. I can only choose the best parts of it. If I can obtain the essence of the inheritance like undefeated 100 battles, Gu and others, this trip would be a success. My strength will have an enormous boost, and it would be extremely helpful in the great battle of Yitian Mountain. Thoughts whirled in Fang Wen's mind before he dispersed them and thought of Central Continent. Calculating the time, Hu Immortal Inheritance on TNT Mountain should have opened. This is a true Gu Immortal Blessed Land and is many times more precious than 3 Kings' Inheritance. That Feng Jin Huang became a Gu Immortal all due to this inheritance and became a figure whose name would shake the world in the future. Meanwhile, in Central Continent, at the foot of TNT Mountain, the elite disciples that came from the 10 great sects of Central Continent gathered together. In the crowd, the real Guyue Fangzheng softly let out a breath of turbid air. The great competition that lasted for months was finally over. Several months ago, the 10 great sects sent an order at the same time to organize a great competition for these elite disciples to determine the rankings. Central Continent's 10 sects contained the strongest inheritances. This generation of elite disciples were all dragons among men, children of heaven. Even the worst disciples among them had 1 or 2 trump cards. Because of Fairy Beast Xia, Guyue Fangzheng did not have an easy time. In the great competition, many of his opponents showed deep hostility and made heavy-handed attacks. Fortunately, Fangzheng had deep foundation, possessing an Iron Beak flying crane group, and also had the guidance of Lord Sky Crane, who was inside this spirit incubating flea. These allowed him to struggle through each round and obtain a rather high ranking. Right now, in the sky of TNT Mountain, 10 formless, Gu Immortal Divine Consciousness were quietly communicating. This generation of elite disciples are also ordinary in general, but there are finally some excellent juniors. Spirit Butterfly Valley's Yao Qixing is pretty good. If I am not wrong, he should be the great-grandson of Zhao Baihong, right? Myriad Dragon Doc's Ying Shengji is also very outstanding. Long Nu has taught him well. Hehehe, you are too kind. Your granddaughter Feng Jin Huang is the truly outstanding one. None of her peers can match her attack. Are you all going to keep on flattering each other? Let's cooperate and completely open this Hu Immortal Inheritance. All right. Then let's strike together. Rise. 10 formless powers surged out from the void, majestic and boundless like tsunami or mountain torrent. The world changed. Wind rose and clouds rumbled. The 10 powers revolved around each other before converging together and colliding against a certain place on TNT Mountain. There was no sound. The terrifying formless power vanished like thin air. Golden rays of light blossomed, and a vermilion gatehouse slowly rose up. The gatehouse was 100 feet tall, with a 9-colored plaque on it shining brilliantly. In the air, pink propitious clouds gathered, and bright rays of sunlight gathered to become a flight of stairs. The stairs stretched out from the gatehouse and became a rainbow bridge, landing exactly before the group of elite disciples. Enter according to the ranking of the competition. An ethereal voice came from the air and clearly resounded in the 10 sex disciples' ears. This was the voice of a Gu Immortal. All kinds of expressions appeared on the 10 sex disciples' faces: awe, reverence, zealotry, and so on. Most of their gazes gathered on a girl. She was wearing a phoenix coronet, had slanted eyes, her golden brows were thin and long, and there was a small red birthmark in the middle of her brows. Her appearance was dignified and graceful, and her beauty was unrivaled. She was the winner of the first place in this great competition, Feng Jin Huang. This girl was magnificent and brilliant. Her skin was like snow and her eyes were like lightning. Like the phoenix that soared through the skies, she was elegant and pure, arrogantly looking at the world. When compared to her, the elite disciples around her seemed to have turned into ordinary sparrows. Fang Zheng had fought with her, but was defeated in just 6 moves. Hearing the Gu Immortal's voice, Feng Jin Huang gave a clear whistle and turned into a golden light. Shooting forward, the golden light became a phoenix and collided into the gatehouse. The vermilion gatehouse shook and opened a void that swallowed Feng Jin Huang. After Feng Jin Huang, Xiao Qi Xing, Ying Shengji, and others entered Hu Immortal Inheritance one after another. After 20 to 30 disciples entered, it was Gu Yue Fang Zheng's turn. Fang Zheng walked through the rainbow bridge and entered the gatehouse. He immediately felt dizzy. Colors rotated around to form a whirlpool in front of him, dazzling like the blossoming of all sorts of flowers. He felt like he was drifting in a gorgeous hurricane storm. Uppa hee hee! A cute and young girl suddenly appeared in his sight. You are also another fated person that wants to inherit Hu Immortal Inheritance? In a moment, you will see a mountain. Only the first person that ascends to the peak can obtain me. You need to work hard. Those people that entered before you have already taken a huge lead. The girl was wearing rainbow-colored clothes. On her back was a snow-white foxtail that was moving mischievously. She had large and round eyes that showed her innocence. Who are you? Fang Zheng was startled and puzzled. He was unable to make sense of this Gu Immortal's place. How could a girl appear here? Hee hee, so it is a stupid boy, the girl said, and mischievously extended her tender and fair little finger, and softly touched Fang Zheng's forehead. Then, just like how she had appeared, she suddenly disappeared. From this slight touch, Fang Zheng's body, that had been light as a feather, recovered its weight and suddenly started falling down. Ah! A strong feeling of weightlessness spread over Fang Zheng, and he subconsciously screamed. He wanted to activate his goo worms, but to his horror, his whole aperture was locked in by a formless force, making him unable to use the powers of goo. Could it be that I, Gu Yue Fang Zheng, am going to die at this place, dying by falling, having such an absurd death?